Yeah, Adam comes up to me in the Nations Cup is like, "What? Whose are these models?" I'm like, "Oh, they're James's." He goes, "They're awful."
If I really wanted Chitley Painter models, I would ask James.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gollum's Gamers, where today we are back with episode 3 of Lord of the Spins. Now, if you haven't seen this series before, I'll recap briefly how it all works in just a moment. But for the audio listeners, the Spotify listeners, rather, sorry, let me correct myself there.
The audio listeners.
I am
For the
joined tonight,
listeners.
yeah, by Ashley, Sam, Vince, and Adam. And as always, you can find us on Instagram and Spotify by following the links in the description down below. So, if you're wondering how Lord of the Spins works, this new series we have, well, this series is an opportunity for us to all write some interesting lists that we might not get to usually. So I have put together a wheel that has every hero in the game on it, which we spin 9 times at the end of each episode, so each member of the team is given a hero. There's also a points wheel, which we only spin once at the end of each episode to see which points level we will all have to use. Then, with those hero and points combinations, we have to do our best to write a list that we think could compete at a GBHL 100 event, which we will then show in the following episode. So, today we'll be going through our lists that we spun for at the end of last episode, ranking them in a tier list at the end, and then spinning both of those wheels to set us up for the next episode. Now, as part of this series, we also do rank and review one list from our viewers. And this will be the first week
so spicy
that we've done that. And we had far more submissions, actually, than we were expecting. So thank you very much to everyone that took the time to obviously submit a list, even though it was such a terrible hero in Bill the Troll, if you missed the last episode. So thank you very much. I will recap all of this at the end, but if you did want to submit a list for the episode, you'll need to either message it in through our Instagram or email your list and your first name to gollumgamersgbhl@gmail.com, which I'll leave down in the description. Obviously, you won't know the hero and points level until the end of the episode when we spin the wheels, but we'll then select one of the lists that are submitted to be included in the next episode. But if you do submit a list, be warned that it will be ranked and reviewed as if it were one of our own lists. So do submit at your own, you have been warned.
It may be ruthlessly mocked.
As you will find out in this episode. So we'll see.
But shall we do a quick hobby recap as people might not know what we've been up to? So spicy.
Have you got news, Ashley? What is
No, I've done absolutely nothing. But there are 2 people who've been up to something pretty cool.
Who are they?
So no one's been hobbying at all? No?
No.
I've been painting some Morannons.
I've been gaming. I've not been.
Sorry. Hobbying. What do you mean? Hobbying is gaming. That's the whole point.
Hobbying means wholesome.
Yeah, not in the traditional sense. I mean, gaming is gaming.
No.
Hobbying is hobbying.
No.
Hobbying is definitely not gaming.
Are you referring to the Nations Cup?
Hobbying definitely is gaming.
No.
Not in the traditional sense, it's not. No.
Ash, you're giving away the fact you're such a hobbyist.
You're off the mark.
I know.
Yeah. Hobbying is gaming.
Hobbying is gaming. I am a hobbyist.
Well, now we have all those in-depth hobby updates out of the way, we are going to move on to our first list.
If you wanna, you have to subscribe to the Instagram then if you want to know anything about what's been going on.
Ash will do some postings. There we go.
You're not allowed to tell you.
Yeah. Okay. So we will move on to our first list, which is from Ali King. And his hero that was spun for last episode. So I should probably say the points level was 800 points. And Ali's hero was Guahir. So he has a 38 model list, which I believe has to be led by Guahir with this particular list. Is that right? Because Guahir's Hero of Legend? Yeah. So it is led by
Does that
Guahir.
outrank Denethor's I Must Always Be the Leader?
Oh, I thought.
Yeah, no, it probably doesn't. Yeah, Denethor is probably the leader still.
Oh, I thought that was only with like Boromir or something. Or no, is it?
No, I think it's with Denethor on the Master now, isn't it? I think.
Okay. Oh, so maybe it's Denethor then. Okay, so led by Denethor. So it's a Minas Tirith and Misty Mountains alliance. So he is leading 6 warriors of Minas Tirith with shield, 2 with shield and spear, 1 with just a banner, and 3 rangers with spear. Then he has Madril and Irolas leading 2 identical warbands, which are 5 warriors of Minas Tirith with shield, 2 with shield, spear, and 3 rangers with spear. And then he has Gwaihir leading 2 great eagles. So he still gets to 38 models, even with the 3 eagles in there for 800, which isn't too bad, because obviously he's got 3 very cheap heroes from Minas Tirith. So it has 10 bows and 9 might. What do we think of this one from Ali? A little bit less dull than his list from the previous episode.
Interesting he went with the 2 great eagles.
I mean, he did specifically say he was trying to be less dull, so
yeah,
that's why.
I would have. I mean, I like 1 eagle. That's fun. I would have probably spent the other 100 points from the eagle on just filling out the Warriors of Minas Tirith or having some more bows,
yeah,
or
could have
maybe
had more guys.
Yeah, max out.
I think what you do is he's got double march here with Madril and Irolas. I love Irolas, but I think this list is superb because it's got a good number of models, got 10 bows, it's okay, it's good in Maelstrom. The fact that Madril comes on the board and Gwaihir won't have to spend any might really, maybe the odd one on Maelstrom is pretty strong. For recon, it's really good having double eagle, but I think if it were me, I'd drop 1 eagle and upgrade Irolas to Boromir captain.
I was thinking about like how do you upgrade, but isn't Boromir like with the banner and stuff like over 200?
So he's 215 points all in.
So you can't you could take him without the banner, but then you're still shy of points. I think
you need a banner with a 6-inch banner with Gwaihir is really good.
Oh, you could drop the dude with the banner. You'd be close. You'd probably.
So Irolas is 65. The banner dude on his own is 35-ish. So that's 90, and then you got 100 from the Great Eagle.
No, that's 100.
So you got to make another
35. That's 100. So
you've got to make another 25 points somewhere.
15 points. If you're maxing 65 and a banner dude is 35, that's 100. And then 100 for an eagle.
But isn't he 225? Or is he 215?
I think 215.
Yeah, it's
215. Okay, so only 15 more points.
Yeah. So you drop 2 dudes, maybe? Because there's not really much else you can shave away points.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you go down to 36 models, but you get Boromir. Yeah.
And keep 1 Great Eagle, so you can still do like double hell shenanigans, but still be within 6
banner range
of the banner. Yeah.
I think if it was me, I'd probably drop both, upgrade. I'd drop both, upgrade.
Get rid of the fun part of the list and turn it into a spam miniseries list.
Yeah, I mean, it's the better way to do it. I respect his god plan, but like
you take
dropping both Irolas to Boromir, filling out warbands, and getting 40-something models is definitely better.
So I guess
we take that even further, Sam, into the meta. You drop both Great Eagles, you take Boromir of Banner, and then you just take entirely Guard of the Fountain Core and get like maybe you could probably get in the region of 35, 36, just pure guard, and then say I'm D7, I'm fight 5, and bodyguard, and I've got Gwaihir, and I've got Boromir.
You could probably
have it.
You could probably fill out the warbands and upgrade as well, like because you have 200 points, and then you spend 15 on Boromir.
Like you don't even spend 15. You get 20 points because you take the banner away as well.
Yeah, so I mean, you'd have a lot left over. So
now we should probably just clarify for any listeners which may be confused. Why didn't Ali just do that? Well, the whole sort of idea behind the series is to write lists that we think could still compete at GBHM 100s without being the best thing you could possibly write. So, and if you get a really bad hero, like obviously it might be hard to write a fairly competitive list. But
yeah, but Ali got a good hero and still wrote a bad list.
But he wants to keep it with the spirit of the series, No,
I thought the idea was to make the most competitive list you could.
So that was what we originally said, but then we re-clarified after we thought that.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I missed that then.
Vince was
that was discussed. Yes, we changed the wording. Yeah.
Fine.
So, yeah.
That's going to come in handy when we look at my list later.
Yeah, like it isn't a bad list. Like Ali could do well with this list at 100.
No, it's not bad. It just could be better, right? So
Could he go 4-2 with this list?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's a
definitely.
good list. There you go. Oh well,
Here, here.
it's an okay list, and then Ali could do well with it.
But I
do,
think you've
do you
still
think
got
this is better?
hulls. You've got
It-
three
yeah.
hulls.
Yeah.
Do you
The
think this is
problem is-
better than the Arnold version, like the Eagles with the Arnold instead of with Minas Tirith?
No. Mainly because Arnold, you do usually have Khazad-dûm as well, which means you're either strength 4 or strength 4 or like bodyguard and stuff.
Yeah, this is just planning to make things chaos with lots of hells,
Yeah.
and then
The
like
problem
just
is-
killing prone models and stuff, so the strength 3 doesn't matter. And
I think it's more the sense of Eagles don't really win fights is the only problem. Because they,
Boromir in there with the 6-inch banner.
3 dice, they can.
No
They've
will,
got
no might.
friends.
It's a problem.
They've got friends to help. So I think the idea is you play this like a normal battle line, but with 3 eagles behind. So when you lose priority, you just put them in. I'd actually purposely try and keep them out of the heroic move. So you're not even needing. You're always reacting with them. You don't have to keep them within 6 inches of whatever hero, and you just go in and hurl from both sides. When you'd have more than 2 attacks because you'd have 1 guy on the flank, and then maybe a spear, and the opponent's going to have 2 with a spear as well, like 1 and 1, and then you've got that extra 3 dice from the eagle. So you could have 5 dice with no banner to try and win that fight. So I think it's got legs.
Yeah.
Got wings.
It's got wings.
Oh,
I would agree but I think the only problem with doing that kind of play, I guess, is if you're losing priority and you're reacting with them, they're just gonna not do them first, so that you don't get the hurls off, to actually knock down their spears or whatever. Slash, I think control zones as well would kind of mess them up a little bit if you're going towards the end of a flank where they'd probably hit a spear support control zone and have to charge that guy anyway, kind of thing. So
maybe.
it'd be a bit tricky to
So
go
you
around it.
You go into 1 spear, so you then have 3 attacks on 1 attack.
Yeah.
Still
Can
okay.
have a banner. I
It's
guess.
okay. They can't, yeah.
They won't
I
have
do-
a banner
I
on
like-
the flank, probably.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Maybe they do.
Yeah.
I like the vibe it's going for.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
It
Well, that
could
was
definitely
Adam.
catch people out, right? The 3 flying birds of doom and a 35 strong Minister of Battle line. Yeah,
Yeah.
good job, Ali.
Yeah,
However,
I see this more as a triple barge instead of triple hurl for me. Like triple hurl's good, but like if you win priority, they call a move, and then you go with your eagles afterwards, and then you fly behind, barge, and then because you want priority, you can choose who goes on who. I see that as could be an interesting way to go about it, assassinate stuff. But
Mix it up. Yeah. Okay.
and then you roll 111 and you can't go anywhere.
oh,
We're going to move on from Ali's list. We are going to go to Ben Haslam's list. Now, his hero was a seal door.
Whoa!
He's gone a slightly different route to the traditional
Now this is cool.
last
this
line.
is the limit.
Yeah, so it is led by Elrond from Rivendell, so it's still a Numenor and Rivendell alliance. So Elrond is leading 1 Rivendell Knight with banner, 11 Rivendell Knights with shield, and 2 Rivendell Knights without shield. Then he has Arwen, Lindir, and from Numenor, Isildur on horse with shield. And sorry, Arwen and Lindir are both mounted as well. So 18 models, 14 bows with the knights, and 8 might.
Now this is super fun. If
Super fun.
people don't understand what Ben's going for here, Lindir and Elrond work. They synergize together to allow Elrond to have a 3 point of will each turn, and then with Arwen's will, does she have? Is it 3 or 4?
4.
I think she's got 4.
Four. You basically have double Wrath of Bruin, and
Wrath
then
of Bruin.
Elrond can also do it. Wrath of Bruin can do it repeatedly again and again and again and again. So
And
not
again.
only do you get the charge bonuses for winning a heroic move off and using using Elrond
bonuses. Sorry,
using
I'm done.
using Elrond's foresight points to always have priority, you can knock everything down over and over again, which is really good fun. And then you've got Isildur to go, hello, nice hero, ring, and then kill stuff. The only thing that would scare me is a list that has a similar number of bows, because even if you have 10 bows and you can, you're both at 24 inches, you probably just still try and outshoot this, because as soon as you've dismounted some of the stuff, it's just got no punch really. So yeah, shooting, especially crossbows, makes this be sad, but it would be really fun to play. That's definitely true. Everyone's stunned into silence by my epic analysis.
That was
Oh,
pretty
wiki
in-depth.
which one don't they get resistant to magic as well from someone?
Linda.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
Which also,
No, it's
Within-
oh, sorry, no, yeah, it's all friendly
it's all
resistance.
Rivendell within 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought maybe that
Yes.
was only Elrond as well, but no. So all the knights, everyone bar Isildur, and obviously Isildur's got it anyway.
yeah. So this whole army within 6 inches of Lindy also has resistant to magic, which is even better, because everyone then gets resistant to magic and a free will point. So you don't have to spend that free will usually on resisting spells, because you've already got the resistant to magic.
Hmm.
And Lindir with the 1 point of might, though. I mean, if he had 2, it would we see Lindir more if he had 2 points of might?
No, because you still
You have to have Lindy with Elrond, and then that's such a massive
Would
point
it make
investment.
Elrond more viable?
Elrond should be fight 7. Let's be fair. That's his big
Imagine if
weakness.
it, the scene turned into an Elrond Lindir meta. Gotta be creaming.
The Elrond Lindy meta could be the one.
Go on, Vince.
No, it's just such an expensive combo, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what are you really getting? You're getting more rats off, maybe. But
You could give Lindir a horse and heavy armor, and he costs 85 points.
yeah, he's rubbish.
I know someone who also costs 85 points. The Mouth of Sauron.
And he's got one extra. Like, God.
So for the combat, how many, as Elrond's your favourite model of all time, Mr. Shillinglaw, how many points is he?
190 on horse.
Yeah, that's incredibly expensive for Lindir and Elrond together. But I like the synergies of this list are really strong.
Yeah, it's a nice thought from Ben. It's a good combination.
I think Ben should take this, because this does look fun to take. Don't know how good it would be, but I'm intrigued. It's like a cursed. It's not even cursed Rise of Theoden, because the knockdown.
Maybe he could convince Jay to take it as the Rivendell Knights player of our.
See, it's doing. I mean, 18 mounted knights and cav is pretty good. And Isildur not being your leader means you can just use him as an absolute grenade. And so what if you fail a ring check and he gets attacked? Like, I really like it. I think it's good.
Yeah. 2 of your heroes only having 1 attack, though, is a bit poo-poo.
Yeah, 2 on the charge, 3 being in banner range. Doesn't matter if the troops you're fighting are knocked down, does it?
Do you know? They are both strength 4, though. No, armor strength 3.
Oh, it isn't. No.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's going to do it for Ben's Isildur list. Not what I thought he was going to submit. So yeah, we will move on to my list. And my hero rather, was the Dunland Chieftain. So I have gone.
Vince, try and keep it in your trousers. We're looking at Warband 3.
I've gone with the Army So it is a 54 model list led by Trident on horse, leading 4 rows with shield, 1 with banner, 4 Huskars, and 1 Crebain. Then I have Gorolf leading 3 with shield, 1 with bow, 4 Huskars, and 1 Crebain. Frida leading 4 with shield, 1 horseman, and 4 Huskars. Then the Dunland Chieftain, leading 3 with shield, 1 with bow, 1 horseman, and 4 Huskars. And then finally the 5th warband, led by the Wildman Oathmaker, who's leading 12 Wildmen of Dunland. So 54 models, 2 bows. I didn't have any bows in there, but then I thought, I'm going to take a couple bows. It just means you drop 2 guys with shield and you give them bows. So, you know, it's not changing much, but I thought, I'm taking a couple.
I remember
14.
I remember watching I think it was a Conquest Creations battle report, and Jeremy took Dunland and had like 2 bows, and they were always good. They always
There you go.
killed horses or models, or
Well
so
done. Yeah.
take them. Why not? You could get that lucky.
Yeah. So 800 points. I mean, yeah. What do we think?
Is this the Legendary Legion? Did you say?
The Army of Dunland. Yeah.
Ooh,
So 6-inch banner.
let's go.
Yeah.
54
hard.
models.
I thought about taking 2. What's that? What else?
Yeah.
The Huskars can use them as spears, or is that just part of their profile?
Part of the profile. I think is it the war?
Yeah,
I don't know if it's the war warriors better.
This is
Yeah,
banner. It's something to do with Thryden's rule, but then I think there's something else as well. I can check quickly.
You get +1 to wound for 1 turn within 12 of them, I think.
Yeah, when he calls. Oh yeah, sorry, because he doesn't have that rule outside of the Legion. Yeah, it's only tied to the Legion. Yeah, but there is something.
No, it's a decent Legion. It gets decent rules, but it's just the profiles themselves is not
Lackluster.
Like, you've
Oh,
got 54 models, which you think, oh, that's quite reasonably high, but the models themselves just aren't good enough.
So yeah, at the start of the fight phase, until the end of the turn, all models within 12 inches of Thryden gain +1 to wound, and also they all gain Hatred Rohan. So that's the other thing.
Frida Tallspear though. She'll get you over the line.
The 5/5 bitch.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. I mean, you get Fight 4 from the Huskars. That's okay. Strength 4 everywhere.
You also get some very maneuverable Crabane.
I would like to see a 1 or 2 more Cobain, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah.
I thought 2, a few horsemen in there, but like, you know, get the model count up, get a full warband of the cheap boys for the fearless as well. You know.
You think you'd run up to 4 Crabane?
Yeah, 4 Cobain is like pretty brutal.
Yeah,
You know,
I didn't know whether too many would be like overkill, but
I mean, the Crabane are just they're just better than anything else on the list, right?
yeah.
I might as well just run a whole army of Crabane. You're probably better off.
Thryden
Same with the Huskar.
Crabane.
In any of the objective scenarios, if you're looking across the board, because you'd still be able to get 50 models probably if you took 4 Crabane, right?
Yeah.
So you'd have 50 models and 4 Crabane to deal with, and you're thinking, how do I beat this in Recon? I can't. How do I beat this in Heirlooms? I probably can't. You know, it just really opens up your maneuverable options. So I agree. I'd like to see.
I did think about putting more. I put 1 fast thing in each warband, but yeah, there was a thought to change those 2 horsemen to Crabane. But
yeah.
Just that I think the only thing that's annoying, apart from like maybe 2 Cobain would have been a little bit nicer, but Huskars are just so bad.
They are rubbish, aren't they?
So bad. Like there's so
Need
many
your access to 5/4.
Yeah, you need them. You need them in this list.
So I thought I'd take.
They are bad.
Well, yeah, I've got 4 in each warband, so you can, in theory, with your sort of 12-inch of coverage with the banner, right, you should be able to pick them all up. You know, bar a few, maybe. 5/4. I mean, you know.
It would be it'd be so easy to make this list a lot better. Like
just make the Huskars always fight 4.
I mean, even then, it's not enough. I think you'd have to give them something else.
I think it's a pretty, I guess, like standard-esque army of Dunland, you know, at like a 800 points kind of thing. I like the Wildman's nice. I'm a bit torn on Frida.
That's part of the list. What are you talking about?
So Vince, just remind the viewers what the mighty Frida Tallspear does.
Well, she basically ignores all cavalry bonuses in combat, which is a very unique rule, and I like unique rules.
Okay,
What
but what
else?
about this then for the horsemen? Whilst they have the cavalry keyword, the horsemen re-roll ones to wound against mounts.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing she
That
does.
is the lamest rule in the game. Like, what? When does that come up? It's just so weird.
No, you put
Yeah.
a second rank. Put a second rank and just go for the horse.
The main thing is, yeah, she can basically neutralize a charging hero
Hero.
on horse. Yeah,
Yeah.
even if she's supporting, which is
And
pretty
she's
nice.
5/5 as well, which is
Oh,
pretty.
that's
Yeah,
good.
she's 5/5. Yeah, so she can
Really?
support
Yeah,
anyone.
see, I totally didn't think she was 5/5, but yeah, she's one of 3 5/5.
Yeah, and
models.
she's got defense,
Yeah.
so she's actually
Why
quite cool.
on earth would you be torn on this model, Sam? Because she sounds fantastic.
Wait,
Yeah,
so yeah,
it's
were you
great.
saying that you're torn on taking her?
No,
Sam is.
I'm torn on whether she's good or not because I mean, if you're just negating, I guess the +1 charge, but like the hero that's charging, a lot of heroes are fight 6 at the moment or whatever, and they're still gonna have 3 dice with a banner to win the fight, and then need 5s to kill, and then it's a case of Frida's then there to die next turn.
The thing is, though,
You
yes,
can
she
defend, but
objectively, yes, isn't that good, but in the list, you don't really have. I mean, I thought about
See,
maybe taking
I think
two
you'd be. I
but,
think you'd
like-
be a silly Billy to put Frida behind a fight 6 hero that's charging in with 3 attacks, right? You wouldn't do that. You'd put her behind
Well,
the 2
it's
attack
different.
fight 5 hero.
She's still a 3 might hero with defense.
Yeah,
for
she's a
65
cheap
points.
3 might hero, and
Like,
like
she's
the
not that expensive.
alternative, if you don't take her, then you're taking another chieftain.
Like, arguably, she's actually one of the best defense heroes because you're getting max like 3 attacks against you. They're unlikely to like kill you. Whereas even if you've got defense up against a charging cavalry like hero, you can still die with defense up. That's why she's actually quite a good tank. Right? Even if they charge you on a horse, like they're gonna have 3 attacks max. With defense up, you're likely to survive.
Well, yeah,
You're never
like
gonna-
I think the job she would do is like she's obviously good at anti-cav charging. However, that I still don't know whether the model's good or not. Just
She's only
because
65 points. I mean, she's not like
yeah.
Yeah, and
But how much is
like I
the
say,
chieftain?
There's nothing. So the chieftain is 55. So you could take double march. The chieftain is strength 5 with a 2-handed axe. So like
But the chieftain's
There
only
you go.
fight 4, right?
yes,
I think fight 5 is
having
just,
another fight 5 in there, especially with the spear, is
having fight 5 is so good.
Yeah.
Fight 5 with 3 might. Does
she's
she have
got
2
a
attacks?
spear,
So
she's
10
got a shield. She's got 2 attacks, a spear, shield.
I don't think
you
she
know.
has a shield.
She does have a shield. She's D6 with a shield.
Oh right, okay.
Do not question Vince on this model.
That's
This
pretty
guy
good.
took him on his leader. This
Yeah,
guy
she
knows.
does.
Frida's amazing.
All
I mean, in the
favour
list,
of
it makes sense
Frida being
because
amazing. Me.
Like, how can you say she's bad for 65 points? Like that, I cannot agree with.
in the list it
Justify
makes sense
Sam
because
for 20 marks. Why Frida is bad.
We are not going to do that 20 mark question. We are going to move on. That is my Army of Dunland list.
I enjoyed that discussion.
Yeah, we will table that for now.
Viewers, comment down below if you're on Team Vince or Team Sam.
Yeah, love that. Okay, we are going to move on then. Speaking of Sam, to Sam's list, and it's the first list I don't have to read out. So, would you like to, Sam, for the Spotify listeners?
yeah. So my hero was Tariel, from the Halls of Thranduil, and she is my leader in this because why not? So I've got Tariel with 9 Mercury Elves with Glaive, a banner, and then 2 Mercury Cav shield. And then allied with the Erebor claim side is Gloin, champion of Erebor, and he's got 3 Iron Hills Dwarfs with just shield, 2 Iron Hills with shield and spear. Dory, champion of Erebor, 2 Iron Hills or 3 Iron Hills with shield, 2 Iron Hills with shield spear.
Say 4 identical war bands led by XXXX.
No. I want to say
You
Nora,
cook.
champion of Erebor with 3 Iron Hills with Dwarfs with shield. and 2 Iron Hills Dwarfs with Shield Spear, and then Healy, champion of Arable, 3
Ooh.
Iron Hills, Shield, 2 Iron Hills Dwarfs with Shield Spear.
Where's Feely?
Well,
That was my
Tyrell
first
loves
question. Someone finally takes Keely in a list, and he didn't bring the brother.
Well, the rule of combat synergy is really not good. And then I thought, which one would I prefer? Because I need another small hero. And because those two had a little tiff, I thought,
You went
you
with the
know what?
one that
Yeah, let's do that.
knocked up Taro.
Um,
Okay.
so, mate, writing this list, I've found that Tariel just really doesn't have a place in the game. She is so below par compared to Legolas. It's honestly just like crazy. Um,
In
so
any other list, though, she would be almost an auto include because how good she is, right?
I don't know, meh.
You would
Do you
take
think?
you'd take Taro in Rivendell. You'd definitely take Taro in Lothlorien.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
that's a different ball game because Rivendell doesn't have mid, heroes that are 12, take 12 and are good. But
Oh,
But what
yeah.
I'm
she's
trying to
just
say is, what I'm trying to say is, she is a really good model, just overshadowed by Legolas, who's probably one of the best heroes in the game.
So,
she's a decent profile, but it's yeah, I don't know.
so
In
I
the
kind
in
of
the alliances, there's
didn't.
better.
I didn't know, yeah, that Tariel and Keely have a special rule.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
Woohoo!
Are other
What is the
people aware of
synergy?
that? Yeah, I didn't. I didn't
Yeah.
know. So, Vengeful Fury is the name of the rule in Tariel's profile. If Keely, the dwarf champion of Erebor, is in your army and is killed, Tariel's strength is immediately increased to 5 and her defense is reduced to 4 for the remainder of the battle. So it's
Oh,
like
that's not that good.
I mean,
She should get Mighty Hero.
Strength 5 tower though. Shoot.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I still prefer Biffa over Killy.
So Biffa's 65. I think I don't remember what Keely is. I think he's also 65.
I'm gonna check.
So what you're saying is that Tariel basically becomes a more expensive Zagdosh.
Yes.
No,
Well,
because she's
she's
fight
also
six.
she's 5'6"
Yeah,
with 3
probably in both
attacks.
6 and Blade. And Blade Master already.
Oh no, Keely's
Zagdosh is
75.
60 points.
Keely 75 points.
Yeah.
D8 though, that's good.
So Keely,
Right.
the only reason I went with Keely is because I had Tyro in the list. And then the other three are better at killing than for moves and stuff. Like, because they're all the 3 attack ones. 2 of them have +1 to wound. One of them has like the Lord of the West, being Nori.
Are these the two that you used before when you were doing all your Lake Town stuff?
Yeah, so I've used all 3.
Yes.
I've used
Oh, okay.
Nori and Nori
Yeah,
together.
because I'm just looking at their profiles now. I was like, I didn't know Nori moved like that.
Yeah, Nori's kind of silly.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
looking at his profile. I'm like, shit.
only
He is
reason,
really good.
Oh, he's only got 2 might though, but
I think the only reason to take Philly or Killy is because they can be mounted.
3 attacks. Fucking hell.
No, or because you're Tyro and it's
No, I don't think that's a good enough reason to take Killy.
why not?
Because
What,
it's like what? So you want Killy to die to give Tario the rule?
No, I just did it because they basically had Lord, the Hobbit sect in the
So
Hobbit.
basically, both of
The Hobbit sex.
Keely's special rules in his
Don't Google
profile.
that, viewers. Under any circumstances, don't
That
Google that.
will not lead you to the Gollum's Gamers channel.
I just did it because it thought, oh yeah, that'll be cool. Sure, put it together. There was
That
no,
is it themey? Yes. Do
yeah,
we
there
love
was no.
theme on this channel? Yes.
No. So both of Keely's special rules in his profile won't actually be used in this list.
Oh no,
Combat
I'm
synergy
taking
one
Feely, yeah.
with Feely and then Dubika.
Combat synergy is just horrendous anyway. But like, essentially, you just have you have a line of dwarfs with 4 mid heroes that go in and kill, basically try and guarantee 4 kills a turn, whilst having Elven Blade support. And you don't. Who cares really if one of them dies? It's not too bad.
Is what it is. Yeah. And then it's going to be hard.
Yeah, and obviously you got 2 fight 6, Dory and Nori both fight 5, but one's 3 attacks +1, and the other's 3 attacks, with a Lord of the West reroll kind of thing.
Yeah, that's good.
Um,
You got Cav. Yeah.
you've
I
got the
don't
two
think this
Cavs.
is. I don't
It's a
think this
fun
is half
list.
bad, Sam.
No,
I
no,
would
I
be
agree.
quite. I'd be a little bit nervous playing this.
Not got a lot of models inherently, but
You could solve that.
it's
You could solve that. Yeah.
I just want to take as many little mid heroes
Yeah.
just to try and power through, with +1 kind of thing and power through a list.
Yeah.
And it's like, who
Yeah, because
what do you want? Target Gloin through magic, but who cares?
Yeah.
unless you have multiple casters, it'd be really difficult to stop. I mean,
Yeah. If
even
you're
if you
playing against
target
one caster,
two
like
of them,
if you're playing against a witch
yeah,
king, sort of thing. Yeah. You don't
yeah,
really
if you're playing against just a Witch King, he's not going to be able to stop the 5,
Yeah.
heroes killing all of your stuff. Uh, and your battle line should grind really nicely because it's fight 5, strength 4,
Hmm.
D8.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I like it.
I think that's going to do it for Sam's Tariel list. Yeah. Okay. Well, we are going to move on to Ash's list. Ashley,
Here we go.
take it away.
Here we go.
Ooh.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I have written a very nervous list.
I'm not
My
sure you wrote it.
hero was the Goblin Captain. No, I didn't write this list. I was actually inspired when I saw it being taken to Gates of Gondolin. So shout out to Pete Harvey. Although he is a 7th City Crusader, I looked at this list and thought, I looked at this list and thought, this is actually really cool and I like it a lot. So it's got the Witch King of Angmar on a Fell Beast with the Crown of Morgul, a Morgul Blade, 3 Might, 13 Will, 3 Fate. It's got a Black Numenorian with a Warhorn.
God, that's
It's
theme.
then got the Goblin King, Gollum, 17 Goblin Warriors, Grinner, 12 Goblin Warriors, a Goblin Captain, 12 Goblin Warriors, a Goblin Captain, 12 Goblin Warriors, and the Goblin Scribe with 6 Goblin Warriors. So it is a Red Alliance. However, I don't think it makes that much of a difference because the army bonus for Goblin Town is that you get extra warband space, so that's fine. And the Angmar army bonus is that you get rerolling 1s and +1 courage for warrior models.
Oh,
So
sorry,
that
was
doesn't
this from
affect-
Angmar? Yeah, I didn't know from your list whether it
No,
was
it-
Mordor
This,
or
this
not.
is for Mordor. This is
Oh, sorry, because of the
It's either
Barad.
Barad or
You said Angmar, so I was
it's got to be Barad.
No,
or-
I said the
or
Witch King of
Mordor.
Angmar, didn't I?
You said Angmar.
Yeah, you said Angmar.
Oh, my fault.
That's right.
Hands up.
Maybe bug.
My fault. Yeah, so it's a Red Alliance because you've got the Black Numenorians. It has to be Barad-dûr or Mordor. However, as I was saying, I don't think that matters in this list because neither of the army bonuses actually help the other parts of the list. And the other thing is that your stand fast and heroic actions don't affect each part of the list. However, you've got so much might with the goblin heroes, and your whole army is basically the goblins. And then you've got the Witch King as a magic support to help the Goblin King and Gollum kill stuff,
You're
and
probably going
also
to be.
swoop in and snipe models with the Fell Beast. I think you use this list. I'm sure Adam can jump in and help out with the tactics of how to use a Fell Beast. But
I was just going to
I
say,
would-
like
sorry.
with the Felby, sorry, like you're probably going to use the Witch King's Might anyway to like when you inevitably fluff like a dual roll on the Fell Beast or
Yeah.
something. Like you're going to be saving it for situations for the Witch King. So like,
Yeah.
it's fine now.
And you don't, I think because of the Red Alliance, you don't want to be chucking the Witch King in early. You're saving him until the very end to do the one play that wins you the game. And throughout the rest of it, you're just chucking a few compels, helping Gollum and the Goblin King reach and murder the targets that you want. And also, the +1 courage for all the goblins is very, very useful from the Black Numenorian. So yeah, shout out to Pete for thinking this up. What does everybody think?
First of all, I'd like to say congratulations, Ashley, for writing a different list.
He's done it yet again.
Round of
Knocked it out
applause
the
for
park.
Ashley.
I could not have the Witch King. I just like him so much.
Even on a fell beast.
even on a fell beast.
I like it. You've gone rogue. Although it's not really an original list because obviously Pete took it, but it's a cool list.
I'm allowed to be inspired.
Yeah, no.
Think of the amount of people Ashley has inspired with his Witch King Suladan list over the last year. It was, time that, it was his turn to.
I just saw it and I thought that is so cool.
Yeah, you inspired Dave Farmer, didn't you?
I did
remember-
inspire Dave Farmer.
And Adam,
remember
you
asking-
inspired all of them.
Yeah, exactly. Can I just ask a question? Who's your leader?
So I would have the leader as the Witch King, I think.
Okay. Yeah, so Pete plays it with Goblin King as leader, I think.
Okay.
Because
There we go. It's original.
It's original.
Sam's about to leave the call.
I think it's good. I think you've got lots of tricks, as you just said, with the magic and Gollum and flying monster and the Snarger rule, which is that your heroes don't affect each other in terms of the calling moves, which is really powerful actually with the Witch King or Fell Beast.
Yeah.
It's powerful, but it's also a problem because the Witch King, if it gets into dodge, it needs to get back out of dodge.
Yeah.
So you can end up spending a lot of might when you necessarily don't want to. But I think this is such a fun list, and
Especially
that
with the Mortal
Warhorn.
Blade. Gollum really helps the Witch King because you can then go in, half someone's fight value, Mortal Blade, kill it, combat out of there. I think there are some synergies you can do with this list that are lethal.
Or compelling things into the ring, or
Yeah, compelling things
nice.
away, compelling a spear support out so that Gollum can then go, through or fit into a space.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like it. I think you could, and I think 67 models with the scribe is still a good amount.
And don't forget
still
the
got-
Warhorn with the Scribe. Scribe goes up to Courage 4, right?
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
I actually don't know about this because goblins just die so quickly. 67 at 800 points, you're just going to get broken very easily. I think that's the problem with it. I just don't think fundamentally Goblin Town work at high points anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a funky list, but realistically, you're not scared of it because you break it very easily.
So, I mean, at Gates of Gondolin, Pete went 4-2, so it can win. He only lost
Did he go
to
5-1
Jasmine and
at
Adam.
Sea of Steel as well? Although he did have a banner, like
Yeah,
OP
Who did
banner.
you lose to?
he only lost to yours
Lost to Rawson, wasn't
truly, Mr. Adam, and Jasmine, who won the event. So,
Yeah, and I played him in Lords of Battle, so
you were laughing. So
I
what?
was
What
literally
it's,
laughing.
yeah. Sorry,
Wait,
Vince, you were going to say something else.
No. He used this only once, right? Did he use this at?
So we used it as City of Steel and Gates of Gondolin, I think.
Oh, he used it at City of Steel as well.
Yeah,
I
and
didn't
think he went
realize.
5-1, didn't he? Or did he go 4-2?
As I've got Longshanks open, I can actually find out now.
Maybe he was 4.
I didn't realize he used the Fell Beast
And then he
at City of Steel as well.
But he had obviously an OP banner, so it's a bit of a difference.
Like I really like the Warhorn. That's very clever, but you can do the same thing with Azog and Hunter Rock with Warhorn as well. Instead of Witch King, you have Azog. So I don't know which is better.
Yeah, but now your Warhorn causes terror.
Yeah, that's true.
And I just think magic
Very good.
is such such a strong tool
really
that having
But it's
magic
30
in your list, and you've got
Yeah.
the flying monster, which you can add in the hurls and all the other stuff. So just to be factually true, Pete didn't use the Witch King on Fell Beast at City of Steel.
Yeah,
He
I didn't
used
think he did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
think-
yeah,
I think we're gonna leave it there. Yeah. Any closing thoughts, Ashley? Go on.
I like it. It's gonna
No.
be lemon.
Lemon. Okay. Moving on, we will go to Vince Wong's Tom Bombadil list. The highly
Here we go,
Brace
Take it away.
yourself, fellas.
Vince. Before you start, did you at all contact our hero of Tom Bombadil and ask for his advice on what you should do?
I mean, Jack Walker.
Yeah.
I did think about Jack a lot whilst trying to think up.
You do think about
ways
Jack a lot.
No, as in like yes, no, I did think. I'm going to stick by that. Yeah, I did think about Jack a lot whilst thinking how to build this list, and it's actually quite hard. I've never tried writing a Tom list, and it's actually harder than it sounds.
Yeah.
Because
You run through it for the Spotify listeners for me.
yeah.
Please, thanks.
So we have Legolas on horse from Halls of Thranduil with 9 Mercadals with Elven Maid Glaive. We've got 4 elves with Elf Bow and Glaive. We've got 1 Cav with Shield and 1 Sentinel. And then we've got Dane Ironfoot from Erebor Reclaimed with 10 Iron Heels with Shield, 3 with Crossbow, and 1 with Shield and Banner. And then we have Tom Bombadil from the Wanderers in the Wild.
Now, I need to actually ask something. This isn't red, is it?
No, this is yellow.
It's yellow. Right, well, I don't know why Lonely
Let's
Night.
go, Vince.
I was like tripping out because Lonely Night is saying that it's red, but I knew it wasn't red. And I was trying to think, like, was there an FAQ or something? I was like tweaking.
No, it's I was a bit worried it was not going to be legal again, but Tom is yellow with everything.
Yeah.
Okay, really, really minor point. But why don't you just take it as Iron Hills to give Dane the standfast, like the leader of legend?
Does he? Wait, what do you mean?
Oh, because he's Hero of Legend in Iron Hills.
So in Iron Hills, he's legend, which I know he gives fearless to everyone, but that's a dwarf. But he could also give the standfast to the elves as well. Then,
but he doesn't get the army bonus, does he? Yeah, because it's yellow.
Is Iron Hills yellow with Halls of Thranduil?
It's green.
It should be yellow, but it's green. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So it doesn't matter. Whether it's from
change the list at all.
Yeah,
it just means you get the leader of legends auto standfast. Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, so I really like this list because I think with Tom Bombadil, you need to think of heroes that you can increase their might and fate and wounds and constantly do it.
Adam,
is always
can
efficient.
I ask the forum? Have we explained Tom Bombadil's rules before on the podcast?
No, Vinny, go.
Shall we do it? Shall we do it? Because
we
he's
can do
such
it
a
very
unique
briefly.
character. If you've got them, if you haven't got them up, I can get them up, Vince.
No, I know the rules. I read up on it because it's pretty important for this list. So he basically is a spirit model. You can never charge him. You can't go within 1 inch of him ever. So basically, you can't kill him. He's got 15 will. He's got 2 spells. One of them is a 3-up banishment. The other one is refreshing song and a 2-up, which heals a wound and gives back a lost might, will, and fate. He can't pick up objects.
Yeah.
And he loses a will every time he's in combat. And he also automatically wins any fight he's in, but he can't strike anyone.
Vince, that was a good roundup. You did miss one really beast rule though. Tom and all friendly models within 3 inches of him will automatically pass courage tests.
All right, fine. Yeah,
That's a pretty good roundup there, though, Vince. And that's
that was really good.
I was off the top.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's 160 points. And yeah, so as I was saying, he sounds really good, but then I did struggle for a while to come up with a list I was happy with. And then as Adam was getting onto, I think the hero choices are really important. And then that's why I settled on Dane as the leader because he's basically unkillable with Tom in the list as well.
Yeah.
Like, you're never killing Dane,
Mm.
and he can just keep calling her at combats. And he also synergizes pretty well with Legolas as well, because this is the only way to give Legolas might back.
Giving.
Yeah, so Adam, carry on. What were you saying about
Sorry, Adam. Yeah,
how
before I
amazing
jump
this
in.
list is?
That was a very good interlude to explain Tom Bombadil's rules. I think you want heroes who not only are you giving might back to, but the sort of heroes who are going to use their fate. So Legolas is quite squishy, but he does have 3 fates. So I think he's an excellent choice to be the recipient of a refreshing song, as well as the fact that he can cop a wound quite easily as well. So say he takes 2 wounds in combat, you probably just let 1 through and then spend a fate. Okay, say you fail that, pass the next fate. Okay, so you've lost a couple of bits of bobs there, but after a refreshing song, you'll actually get so much back. Dane as well is useful because he has some of the best heroics in the game, and he's going to get through. I mean, you're happy to march with him in this list.
Yeah, that was the other thing. He's got March, which actually is pretty good in this list.
Yeah, it's also divide and conquer proof. It's it's just, I think it's all round really solid. It's going to be really hard to
Divide and
shift.
conquer.
Yeah,
It
divide
just
and
made me
conquer.
chuckle because you just put Tom Bombadil on one side.
Exactly.
And the opponent can't do anything as he just moves towards your army.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing I forgot to mention with refreshing song, you automatically recover from the effects of any spell. So if you go second, it doesn't even matter if you've been immobilized. You just cast it and then you off you go.
Paralyzed, if you've been compelled, Tom comes along. Oh, you're now good. He is so cursed, and I love it. The way you've done it, Vince, I really like also. Remember when we were talking about City of Steel and we were talking about Legolas with the might banner, and now your 2+ shooting basically is 2+ +1 to wound shooting. Tom effectively does the same thing, right? You can just, I need to spend 2 might to kill or 1 might to kill a horse, or more fun, I need to do 2 might to do a wound to this person. You could just do it.
The heroes that you take him with, are for sure very important because, I guess there's a version where you could take Tom with like a higher model count list, say, because obviously this is very elite. You could take cheaper heroes, cheaper troops, but then sure, at 800 points you've got a more like reasonable model count, but then you won't be getting anywhere near as much value out of Tom, most likely. With Leggy and Dane, like, you're going to be able to get the most out of him. So, and obviously that's a really good line you've got there, right, with the dwarves and the elves. And then
you've got a really strong killy line. If you're playing wraiths, they're terrified because you've got banishment. If you're not playing wraiths,
Tom just runs and just keeps casting banishment. You can't do that.
The other rule you didn't mention, Vince, is that Tom treats all kinds of difficult terrain as open and always counts as having rolled a 6 on jumping, leaping, climbing, or swimming tests.
Yeah.
So you can't hide. He can go anywhere. He can do anything. So if there's enemy ring wraiths, he just banishes them. If there's no enemy ring wraiths, you're always going to cast Refreshing Song. And with the 2+, you effectively get like 13 might back. So this list kind of, you could say, has 19 might if you play that many turns, which is really good fun.
On Dane as well, he's going to do some work with that.
You still need to cast it though.
Some are 2 up.
Yeah, so like how many?
Yeah, so that's why I said with the 15 will, you're probably going to get 13 spells.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I just want to touch upon one point that I saw.
Final point from you, Ash.
Shout out to Jack Walger again, do against Sam, which was he took Aragorn's Strider. So you combine the Mighty Hero and Tom Bombadil, which means Aragorn with the lightsaber only ever needs to roll a 4 in the duel, he can spend then his 2-3 points of might that he's getting and just carve through whatever you send at him, unless you're striking or whatever. So that's also something fun you could do. And if you gave Aragorn Strider a bow, you would then, okay, he doesn't get the auto hit, but you could do a +2 to wound when shooting stuff.
Yeah, I did consider Aragorn as well, but I just think Dane brings a much more solid battle line.
Yeah, and him with loads of might is pretty.
Yeah. No, I think this is a really, really fun way to use events. And I actually think this list could do well at GBHL.
Are you going to bring
100.
this out? Are you going to commit here, Vince, on the podcast? Be very careful.
Sam's been eerily quiet.
He has. He hasn't even. Let Sam
He's
say
trying
something.
to find holes in it, but he's really struggling.
He's trying to find a way to poo-poo this list, and he just can't.
You'd be surprised to hear that I'm actually not. I was thinking, I don't really think, like, is there really any obvious better, like, heroes, I guess, to pair Tom with? I can't think of them off the top of my head. Like, Dane is being a strength 5 +1 is probably one of the killiest heroes in the game.
The only way you stop Dane is with magic, right? And Tom just goes,
Yeah,
"You are now
but
magic proof."
Yeah, and then same with Legolas. Legolas is also really nice stuff for it. Obviously, you could get shot. That's only one. That's that because you got 7 bows plus Legolas. I mean, you could outshoot a fair bit unless they are blind light. It's weird because obviously Tom's an independent hero, but then he's convenient with everything. So it's like you can't ally Tom into stuff. You have to ally stuff into Tom, like, but they have to be Valorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a really
It's
sus.
actually quite hard to do.
It's like Tom could go into everything as long as the other person is valid, but it's like, oh, let me just take this list and add Tom. Oh, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Let me take Tom and then take this list. But I don't.
Yeah.
It's just a bit odd.
You have to build it around him, yeah. So before we move on, the question is this list busted?
No.
The question was, will you take this list at a GBHL 100? That was.
I think it's a very good way to actually one of the best ways to run Tom. But I don't think you would. I don't think it's competitive to the point of busted. Or I think you could probably go.
Could you go 4 and 2 with it at GBHL 100?
Oh, definitely.
I reckon so. The model count's the only problem, but
I think
it is a
with
solid
refreshing song would very easily make that difference.
What? Sorry.
Imagine if you're facing.
I think Dane.
Yeah, Dane just calls heroic combats every turn, and you just kill Witch Kings like for fun.
Oh yeah, but like I imagine there'll be quite a few lists that would just go in with however many heroes, strike and kill 6 dwarfs, and then you've only got 24 more or 26 more left. And, then
And Tom Bombadil just goes, "Hello, I win this fight now."
Oh yeah, but like it's
there are certain scenarios which are very, very like
heinous for Tom to be playing against.
Yeah, exactly. So like something like retrieval, you just sit Tom on your objective and they just can't go near it, or on
like play retrieval and they can't do anything.
Yeah, C's you can't pick it up, but you can stand on it and they can't like go near him. So there are certain situations which make your opponent's life very difficult.
Can you move through people's control zones? Like, it's not like the ring, is it?
No, he can't move through people, but
yeah. So I mean,
but people can't charge him.
Yeah, I guess if you play against Tom, because this list only has 1 cav, people would just put 2 cav in front of the thing and then just say, "Sorry, Tom, you're not getting to the prize."
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, if you get in a situation where you manage to sit him on top of something, you actually can't do anything about it, which is quite a weird mechanic. Which is so is that why he's usually banned from tournaments? Like I was thinking, there must be a reason why he's banned from tournaments. People must think he's too good.
It's not because he's too good. It's because he causes TOs massive headaches.
And he's very unfun.
Why? What kind of issues does he cause?
Well, it's like everyone has to stay an inch. I mean, it's all the rules that we've talked about and
There are just so
how
many different situations you can game it. Fuck.
you can game because effectively no one can come within an inch of him, so you can always ward off 3-inch gaps, and it's just there's certain ways you can just
Game it to absolute
game,
fuck.
yeah, which is hilarious. And I think you should commit Vince right now to going to the next GBHL.
Oh, yeah.
Event.
Yes, Vince. Final thought: will you take this list to a GHL 100 at 800 points?
The next,
Tom Bombadil was allowed, of
if
course.
Tom Bombadil is allowed, yes, I will take this list.
Yeah,
Heard it here first, folks. That's
Here we
typical
go.
for Vince.
Vince, do you need a Tom Bombadil? Because I have one that you could use. Or have you got your own one?
I'd be honoured to use Jack's Tom Bombadil.
That is the
Now-
most beast thing I've ever heard.
We will move on from the Tom Bombadil talks to Jay's Lurtz's scouts list. So his list, his hero was the Urukai Scout Captain. Yet another Lord of Spins episode with a captain profile. It's a 54 model list led by Lurtz with shield, who's leading a Urukai drummer, 6 marauders with shield, 5 marauders with bow, 1 marauder with banner and shield, and 1 marauder with no extra war gear. Then he has Ugluk leading 7 marauders with shield, 4 with bow, and 1 with banner shield, so double banner. And then he has Malhur and a Urukai Scout Captain with shield, leading 2 identical warbands, which are 8 Urukai marauders with shield and 4 marauders with bow. So, like I said, 54 models, 18 bows, and 10 mites. What do we think about Jay's scout list? 800 points. It's a lot of Fight 4 models. 8-inch moving. 18 bows.
I am not wowed to the sense of I wish it was a little bit more spicy.
You would have been less wowed when he actually sent it to me because it was 15 points under. So
I mean, it's lots of scouts in there. It's kind of
yeah, there's nothing really
kind
much
of a
to
meh
say
list.
about it. It's a lot of guys that don't have spears at a high points level where a lot of them aren't going to do a lot until they die. I mean, 17 bows, right? Or 18 bows at strength 3. It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Um,
With a drum.
with a drum, it's a fast moving army, admittedly.
Moving shoots.
On some boards, it would be very good
Yeah.
if there's no terrain, but
And scenario dependent.
terrain is the bane of this.
So, Sam, what happened when you played the channel's favourite, Craig Cameron, with a list similar to this?
That's a lemon.
I think you were pretty scared, no?
Yeah. I mean, it was seize the prize, but in Ali's event where it was triple seize the prize, so there was 3 objectives. Which, I mean, when you have 11-inch moving stuff trying to get off the board, that's pretty good. Admittedly, I got a draw out of it, which was a miracle, but it's very. I think any other Fight 4 army that has the slightest of tools to, because 54 models isn't such a number that is like, I'm getting absolutely swarmed to shit. But it's
I think you're bang on when you said terrain is the enemy of this list. However, if the boards are slightly open and you just move 11 inches and go lol around the back, or when you march going 14 inches, this is pretty brutal. Compare it to Eliott's 54 model list. And one thing that you can think about is that this list is actually really, really good at shooting, because when you march, you can move 5.5 inches and still when you drum, you can move 5.5 inches and still shoot. When you march, you can move 7 inches and still shoot. So
yeah, if you drum
march, you've got 18 bows. They're all strength 3, and they're basically their range is similar to elves or above elf with the same strength. So you can get quite hurt by the shooting here. And you're really going to suffer in maneuvering scenarios. Lurtz can throw his shield at you. That's really scary.
That is scary as fuck.
Yeah,
I think
like
unfortunately you play reserved against this and win 3-0,
yeah, you have to.
which
I
isn't a problem.
No.
yeah, I played when we went to a lad Dudno. I played a nice gentleman who had this list in retrieval, and I did exactly that. I just sat there and won 3-0, and that was it. No, it wasn't even 3-0. It was 1-0 because I black eyed his leader, and we didn't break each other.
Which king?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Like Terror, Blind Light, scenarios where you can castle, and yeah, it's
Now, if this list had a Witch King, then
still wouldn't
What
be.
you should have done is added a Witch King on Fell Beast. Really?
yeah,
Because then you just let
That's
throw in
on
his shield.
Felbeast.
Lurtz needs the Fell Beast here. Yeah,
There we go.
That's
Anything.
a shield.
Yes.
then it'd be hard.
It's very. I mean, inherently, I just don't think this list works so well at high points. But
Yeah, the Urukai Scout Captain is not something you
dead
see
pick.
too often. Yeah,
that's a dead roll from Jay. That's
Yeah.
unfortunate, mate.
he made it work though. I mean, this is the second episode in the row that Jay has had a captain. He had a ministerial
tough.
captain last episode. So
And me, guys, come on! I thought something fun.
It continues. We had 3 captains last episode. So okay, we will leave it there. We will move on to the list I was going to do previously, but Adam wasn't here. Adam Searens,
That's me, yeah.
Minas Tirith White Council list. If you would like to run through it for us.
So this is in tribute to the guy who actually probably taught me how to play the game competitively. Mario from Spain. This is his love child, brainchild, whatever you want to call it.
Wait, Adam. I thought I taught you how to play competitive SPG. No, it's fine. No, Mario's the goat.
No, I mean, yeah, you taught me how to play scenarios.
Yeah, fair. Carry on.
So yeah, no, I basically changed his list a little bit because I don't like he takes in gold and slightly fewer models. But I think at 800 being at 34 models is pretty low. So the idea of this list, I'll go through it first actually, that's probably a good idea. You take LSR, so pretty strong hero, bit overcosted, sure, but he likes a long game. So LSR, Madril, Beregond, and Saruman. Okay, and the idea is you take a third range of bow, probably about half Warriors of Minas Tirith, and a sixth Guards of the Fountain Court, or yeah. But then I just reduced the number of Fountain Court because I thought actually we do need some models here, and included the banner in the end just for VPs, because a lot of games are going to go to time, and with Saruman, this number of bows and Aragorn, you can probably win a few games by just getting like a banner kill or a leader, something or other. What's the point of this list? Basically, it's a worse version of Boromir with flag and Minas Tirith. However, Saruman is essentially Gandalf as he should have been, because Gandalf the White is overcosted but very cool, and Saruman the White is cheaper, better at everything except fighting, right? You don't need him to fight. In fact, you don't want your main caster to fight.
And he's also in a bit of a he's not in a good list as well. Whereas Gandalf White can take lead troops, which is slightly better. Well, not slightly better, a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely. But Saruman the White is quite a lot cheaper. He's
Yeah.
180 points. So you're talking 60 points less, right?
Yeah.
And he's better in every way. Like, except he doesn't have about 2 or 3 buffy spells, but he's still got this one's still got Aura of Command as well.
Does he have Fortify Spirit?
No.
That's quite a big one.
So he doesn't have Blinding Light and he doesn't have Fortified Spirit. They're the main
That's another
two.
big one. But yeah, I get what you're saying. You get a lot of the same tech for.
But his Sorcerer's Blast is the best in the game. His Immobilize is the best in the game. He outranges everything. He compels things absolutely silly. Like, he casts Command on a 3 and he re-rolls.
That is horrible.
He re-rolls that as well. So Gandalf the White is casting that. Is it a 3 or a 4? But he doesn't get a re-roll.
I think it's still a 4. Oh, is it a 3 for Gandalf as well?
And you got to remember that
No reroll.
Saruman is casting 18 inches, whereas Gandalf's only
Yes.
casting 12.
The
Yeah.
range, yeah.
The key behind this list that people don't immediately see is, if you, so at the Masters I played against Durin, and Durin didn't get into fight once because every turn that I'd won priority, I would just command him away with Galadriel. So what that's doing is it's moving him back 2.5 inches, and then in his turn he can't move. So essentially you're delaying someone by 1.5 turns every time you do that. So that's what this list does. It Sorcerer's Blast or commands people all the way up until combat. And then once you're in combat, because you've got so much might in this list, if your game can last long enough, you are essentially casting those spells which do more than 1 turn's worth of spell damage with the best caster in the game. It's really good list if there's a hell of a lot of terrain and if you've got 4 hours to play a game.
So when you say that, you're saying that in the UK, then it's not that good a list.
Or anywhere in the world apart from a casual game in Spain, yeah.
That's what I thought you were trying to say.
Yeah, but no, this list took me down. When you boys were at the finale, I played this list at the Barcelona big event thing, the same weekend. I took the Fellowship of the Orc, and this list just, yeah, it burnt me. And I took a really strong list, so yeah, says everything about this, right?
Yeah. I like it. Any thoughts from anyone?
Yeah, I don't think it'd do well in the UK, but I like the flavour.
I would not.
I think my big sadness with good is that Aragorn, King Elisar, and Gandalf the White are both so expensive, and they're just not very good.
It does suck that like lots of the best sort of like models and heroes and things from the films and stuff in the game just aren't that good.
Yeah, like they could be so much better.
Like Gandalf and Aragorn, like two of the key, and like you just never see them.
Never see them.
Yeah, at
You
least not over there.
could see them. Remember we talked about Legendary Legions. You could see them in a sort of post Return of the King. It could be something super beast, you know, after, when Aragorn, King Elisar, and Gandalf the White and everyone's all together to make a Legendary Legion of them being buffed. But they're just not good enough. Makes me sad.
Do you think GW do this on purpose? Like they take the big heroes that they know people are gonna want
Buy
to
anyway.
use, and purposely don't tune them quite enough.
It's like they made that the Gandalf the White sculpt, and that is probably the most
Such a good
least
model.
the most least used cool model in the game. Like
It's
plastic
so
kit,
good.
like so good, and probably the least
so good.
used. Like all of the other plastic kits. I mean, Aemir isn't used that much, but like lots
Yeah,
of people use
iconic
it.
models. But you know what is used a lot? Those really like those heroes that everyone just has post Braga.
What do you say? What do you say, Adam? You cut out.
Yeah, no, it's disappointing that sometimes the best heroes in the game are the ones that weren't very well known in the films, like Braga.
Cold
Oh
Braga.
yeah. Compare Braga to King Elisar, and you just want to cry into a
Yeah.
or scream into a pillow.
In Warner Brothers.
How do you fix LSR?
Fight 7.
I don't think I'd fix him, would it?
I don't know.
It would make him better though.
I would rather take away some of his rules and have him be cheaper. He doesn't need to be that many points, I don't think, to have a place. Like,
Yeah, I think the best thing for him would be, Eliott gets Fortify Spirit, but then he's too good
Yeah.
to a point of.
I think you give him buffs like +1 courage within 12 inches of him or something as well. Or
Master of Bow
yeah,
with Mighty
I
here.
actually don't think if he had Fortified Spirit, he would be broken. It would fit with his
Too many points.
character.
That's what I'm
oh
saying.
yeah. So that's
It would
another thing
fit with
this
his
list.
character. He's like the most
Yeah, I think
spirited bloke in Middle Earth. He could
Spirited
totally get away with
Our elf as well. So.
yeah,
That's
it's
what I mean.
240 points. Like I think it'd be fine with Fortify Spirit.
Yeah. 'Cause- yeah.
I think it'd be fine with that.
Give him Fight 7 and Resistance to Magic. That's a start.
Sure. I'll compromise on that.
Yeah. On that note, we are going to move on from Adam's list with Saruman the White to James's Ruffian Legendary Legion list,
What?
led by Harry Goatleaf. So I will not run through all 100 models for the Spotify listeners, but the heroes that he has is Sharkian Worm, Sid, however the fuck you say his third name, something Thorn, Brythorn, Lotho Sackville Baggins.
Lotho.
Lotho, or is it Lotho?
Lotho.
Is it Lotho?
It's Lotho.
Oh,
It's a lot, but you've got Lothorian.
Lotho.
To all those listeners out there, Eliott is a scenario player. Carry on.
Is it?
Rowan Thistlewood, Bill Fernie, Ted Sandyman, and Harry Goatleaf. That was James's hero. And he has, because I wrote this down, 8 regular ruffians, 31 ruffians with bow, and 41 with whips. There we go. So it's 100 models.
That was a really efficient way to read it out.
Thank you.
And 12 Hobbit militia
Oh yeah.
With throw stones.
and axes, if James is being clever.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to tell you now. If this list played in Europe in 2-hour time conditions, it just wins.
2 hours.
That's
I think-
that's what the Dutch. That's what the Dutch play. 800 points.
Is that
Really?
break
Yeah, you're not kidding. 51 models.
in 2 hours with deployment?
This
Yeah.
also outshoots so much stuff, having 31 bows.
Yeah. And you got the whips as well, 41 whips.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's only like a 2-inch range or something. But you can whip the fuck out of one of your own models.
Unfortunately, I don't know what all of these beast heroes do, and I wish I did.
I doubt they do much. I mean, I think
No, they're well beast.
L-
Too much.
Lotho gives you fearless in some respect.
Sid's a banner. He's actually the biggest. He's the kiddiest hero in this. Harry's the guy that's 3+. No, don't do anything.
No.
Oh yeah, Harry Goatleaf is actually really good because
Mhm.
you can't resist that. You can't do anything. It's just
Yeah.
no.
I played him basically. The guy who went to City of Steel with the Ruffians, I actually know him, and I played him at a tournament, like a local one, and yeah, he just said no to my Dragon Emperor for like 2 hours straight, and my Dragon Emperor just sat there. It just
I
did
think
that.
Bill. One of them is the fire guy. Who sets a building. I don't know if it's might be Rowan.
Rowan does that, I think. Yeah,
And then
He's a
Bill.
fire starter.
he's the manic, fire dude.
Don't know. I don't remember what Bill does.
Yeah, but it's Ruffians. It's a shit ton of models. Harry Goatleaf says no. I mean, it's all of the heroes that are in the Ruffians list at 800 points.
I
Maxed out.
was just scrolling through Longshanks, and I want to tell you a fun fact about the Ruffians list.
Let's hear it.
Right.
The Chief Ruffians is currently the most competitive faction on Longshanks.
And that's how you know Longshanks is completely worthless.
It has a 70% win rate,
How many games?
4.
only 28. So this is why, Eliott, it actually is really good, because it's got a little asterisk to say it's not. You need to have played over 100 games to actually be rated. So it's not actually rated, but it has the highest win percentage,
In the unrated bracket.
which is pretty beast.
Yeah. I don't think there's much more to say. If anyone has any closing comments for James's list.
I
Pretty
just
good.
can't fathom having to move 100 models.
You just get a meter stick and push them all forward 6 inches. That's it.
just
Like I want to take 31 bow shots and just see
you
like
just want to get 31 dice in your hand and then just drop them all at once.
shoot by the like 5 or 4.
They hit on a 5, so it's really not that good.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, you hit 10 when you don't move, and that's
Yeah, that does suck.
That's not so much.
Okay, fine. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. We are going to stick with the ruffian theme and come to our first viewer list for Lord of the Spins, which was submitted
Yay!
by an Aussie listener named Will. And he is taking, so the hero that we spun for last episode for the viewers was Bill the Troll. So like I said, big thank you to everyone that submitted Bill the Troll list. We will try and get a better hero for you today, hopefully. And yeah, so his list, he has allied with the Ruffians. So he has Sharkian Worm leading 6 Ruffians with bow, 11 with whip, Rowan Thistlewood leading 3 with bow, 8 with whip, Ted Sandyman, 12 Hobbit Militia, Lotho leading 2 with bow and whip, and then the 3 trolls. So Bill, Bert, and Tom. Bill, Bert, and Troll with the campfire. Now this is a Red Alliance, and Will
Oh dear.
Red Alliance, and Will did say that his submission, the creme de la crop of his list, is that Rowan is a pyromaniac, as we said a moment ago, who sets buildings stroke forests on fire. And if you take a cheeky peek, he says, at Bert's roast 'em slowly special rule, you will find that it works with any fire and any model. So, there's some good synergy going on there between Bert and Rowan.
That is one of the hardest synergies I've ever heard.
And the campfire.
That is so good.
He's put some thought into it. And then he closes out his submission by saying, as you can see, the list really lets you cook. Which is a fantastic pun there, and definitely deserves lemon here, which is a pretty lemon comment from Will there. So thank you very much, Will.
It's after he says about the fire model. It's that after he goes, Dragon Emperor, fuck off, get in the burning house. Smell, I'm flinging you over my shoulder onto the smouldering tree. Witch King, more like Bitch King, I'm roasting you. It's so good.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be the new viewer pick, we want to hear more puns, more jokes.
Yes, please. Yeah.
And more cursed stuff.
Try and write a more cursed submission than Will. Yeah.
He also did mention that because basically you have 14 hobbits that throw stones into combat, so it's like Corsairs, but he says it's Corsairs but better because they hit on 3s, killing ruffians on 5s.
Providing you're playing ruffians.
Yeah, I would disagree just because they're strength 1. However, I digress. And then
that's actually a really against hero horses, 12 Hobbit militia throwing stones is actually really good.
He goes, second off, Lotho is a baller, giving out fat stacks to ruffians to make them fearless. Counters Witch King Black Nuns, which again, very true.
He's put some thought into the meta capabilities over here.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the other lists that viewers sent in were like Goblin Town lists with the trolls or Moria Goblin lists. This was the only ruffian list.
Yeah, so it was unique.
It's
unique. Yeah,
and
with
it's,
the trolls. So I mean,
the rules.
It's only 50 models, but obviously you do have the 3 trolls in there.
Yeah, I respect the rule synergy between the where it comes to the throwing stones into combat, when it comes to the fire, Dragon Emperor.
He's had to pay 15 points for that campfire. It's not free.
Because he doesn't get it in his army bonus.
So he's gone. I'm putting this in my list, and it's exactly 800 points. So he has cooked as he said he did. So
admittedly, this isn't good. We can all agree with that.
We have said we are going to treat this list as if
it were one
of ours,
and they submitted that.
What do we do with lists like this, mate? You usually have the most vicious comments.
Rank them, Vince.
This is
Don't hold back.
definitely a dog list at best.
Well, that is going to segue us beautifully, Vince, into our tier list, where this time round we do have our bottom tier named Bill Fernie. Although I put Billy.
Why have you put Billy?
Billy.
for me?
Billy Burney.
That could be changed, but I won't. I'm going to leave it. So that
I
was
like
Rob. That was Rob from Cosham, who said that he would like the
Rob from Cosham.
from. Where is that? I didn't know that. Where is it?
That is.
Don't bang out my ends.
Shout out to Rob.
Anyway, yeah. So thank you to Rob. And if anyone else would like to name the bottom tier in our next episode, let us know in the comments, Instagram, whatever. So we're gonna have to whiz through this because we still have to spin as well. So starting off with Jay's Urukai Scout Captain. This
Dogs.
this is how we think it would perform at a GBHL 100.
Nervous.
Nervous, yeah. It's going to be bottom of nervous.
I reckon nervous. It's a mid list. Any quarrels? No.
Nope.
No.
Okay. Ben's Isildur list with the Mounted Heroes and the Riv Knights.
Nervous.
Silly nervous. Very bottom.
This is not silly nervous.
This is
I'm,
not silly nervous.
This is not silly nervous.
Either top of dog or bottom of nervous.
Do we think above or below the Scouts?
I think it's worse than the Scouts because
At GBHL 100, it's worse than Scouts.
Yeah, it is worse than the Scouts.
Mm.
However, I would like to see if you were.
Does it maybe have a higher ceiling?
It definitely
Yeah, it
has a
does.
higher ceiling. I think you could.
Is that even a question? Does Riv Knights have a higher ceiling than versus?
I'm not
I
saying
think
I'm saying
this
with the
could.
hero combinations, there's more.
We always say, using the list to the best of its ability. I think this is silly nervous.
It's not.
no.
If you
It's
if
not
you,
a Riv Knights list though. It's got Linda and Arwen who
yeah, it's
are
better. You've got
who are
I think it could be
double
just
wrath of
above the Scout
Bruain.
list.
If you want to say that is you guaranteed win every single priority you ever or every move off you ever call in a 6-game tournament, sure, put it silly nervous, but that's not true.
I think there's a world where it goes just above the Scout list. But
You lose a move off and the list is bad, really bad.
yeah.
It's very cool, admittedly, but it's really bad when you lose a move off, and it also doesn't. It also gets shot, and it has bad scenarios. It's
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
not against having it below the Scouts, so okay,
I'm convinced. Fine.
we will leave it there. We have Ali's Gwahir and Minas Tirith list.
This is probably silly.
nervous.
I think it's like top of nervous. I don't think it's silly nervous.
what is silly nervous 4 and 2.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the like it isn't.
I think-
like Lemon is 5 and 1, silly nervous is 4 and 2. Like it's.
I don't think it's like that. I think Lemon is like the best list in the game, and then Silly Nervous is just below that. And this
like the
list
bottom
that
of silly
Ali's made
nervous
is definitely not
isn't
Silly Nervous.
that.
Everybody always mentions this. I love how we've done so many of these tier lists and we still don't really have defined tiers for each of our categories. Let's stick with it. Let's make it up as we go along.
it.
Top
See,
of nervous
I
or
think-
bottom of silly then.
See the monsters tier list. Linked
For the
below.
clear breakdown, yeah.
There's no clear breakdown there. That pod gave me God. Give me
I might
something.
re-upload that pod just so more people can see it. I think it
do
goes
that.
top of nervous.
Okay, fine.
Top of nervous.
Yeah, top.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. We have the ruffian list. James's Harry Goatleaf.
Dog.
Yeah.
It's got to be
Yeah,
dog, right?
dog.
Is
Even
it
though
not
it is the best list in the
Billy
game,
Fernie?
statistically.
It's either dog or Billy Fernie.
Yeah, dog. 100 models in time constraints.
Yeah, dog. Dog,
Yeah,
just
you
because
should
it's
think
just
so.
100 models. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have Adam's Saruman the White list with Minas Tirith.
This is probably top of
nervous.
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 Breaking into the silly category.
Yeah, I see this one being silly nervous more than Ali's, I think.
I think it's better than Ali's just.
Yeah.
But still
So it's
nervous.
like it's either here or it's just creeping into silly nervous. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy with that, Sam?
Yeah, I think the way Ali's built it, probably if we went the Boromir route, it'd be below it. But yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of Sam, we have his Tariel list. All the FanDuel Airball reclaimed. I'm happy with this being like bottom silly nervous. Michael?
Mm,
I don't know. It's maybe just bottom of city nervous, maybe,
I
but
think it's
probably
better
not.
than Adam's list.
Yeah, it's better. It's
And,
probably
like I think we're starting to
nervous.
creep. Like I
Yeah.
think it's got enough going for it with the battle line, the amount of might, and the good cheap heroes where it just edges up.
yeah.
in my view.
Yeah, fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's
Silly
pushing
nervous.
to silly nervous.
just yeah.
Although it's going to look like it's at the top, but yeah. Okay.
No, it isn't, because this next list is going at the top, baby.
This next list is a lemon
This list,
list.
Tom Bombadil is
Vincent
going.
Tom Bombadil.
I'd love to put him in 11, but he's got to just go at the top of silly.
It's in the lemon category. Come on.
Are we putting it at the top of silly nervous? Sam, Adam?
I don't
This
hate
is a lemon
it.
list.
I
If-
don't
This is
hate
a
it
you
up
can
there.
take it. If you could actually take this to an event, I'd love to see how it does.
He committed to doing that already.
No, but he won't be allowed to.
I think this looks better on paper than it is. That's the problem I have with it. Like it's probably the best way to run Tom, but Tom inherently isn't very good.
Yeah, Sam's list is better than this.
Like it's
Fine.
a case of I think it's less consistent it would be less consistent at winning than mine, but it's not horrendously off. Like
Does your list have March?
that's the only thing. No, my list doesn't have March, is the only problem with it. Which I mean,
It goes silly nervous above yours.
it's
Does your list have Legolas?
I wish.
It goes above.
Does your list have Tom Bombadil? It goes above.
It goes above.
It goes above.
It's
It's hard to argue against it. I mean, shit.
it's up to the gang.
Yeah, Adam, what do you think?
I actually prefer the Tom Bombadil list.
Yeah.
Because
Let's
Let's
go.
There's a majority.
I can't wait for Vince to take it and go to.
Let's go.
That would be a skill player. That would be a player skill issue.
2 and 4, 1 and 5 incoming.
Make sure you follow the Instagram when I put the photos on the story of Vince crying at the table. Okay, we are going to move on to Ash's Goblin Town list with the Witch King of Fell Beast.
Dog.
I'm just gonna show off my Witch King on Fell Beast that I have right here for the
Oh my god, I'm terrified.
visual watchers.
nice. I can see the dust on it from here.
And there is actually dust on it.
There's a cloud.
I would say. I honestly don't know if it's not. I think it's better than the Salmon the white one, but I think it's actually I don't know. I don't think it is actually.
You think it's better than
I think
went
it's
for
way
it.
it's better than the LSR Saruman White.
It went 4 and 2, so by definition, it's silly nervous.
I think
No.
it goes. I think it might go like here or maybe under Ali's.
This is
Unfortunately, you just say, okay, I'm just not going to use my heroes, and then the list is really bad.
No, because you have the Goblin King and Grinner do work.
Oh yeah, Fight 3 Grinner does work.
But Sam, you've got the Goblin King and Grinner.
Goblin King and Grinner, mate.
Quick, bro.
yeah. Grinner's going in, killing 2 a turn.
What happens when you've got a +1 courage scribe? You're winning every single objective scenario. No problem.
I think this list is. I think it's worse than. It's definitely worse than Lotus Scouts. Come on, definitely.
No way. It's definitely better than Let's Scout.
No, it's-
See, I always think about Silly Nervous as going 4 and 2, and realistically, I would put Saruman.
I don't think this
Goblin
goes 4 and 2 though.
And Guahir up into Silly Nervous. It went 4 and 2 at the event. It was taken to.
Yeah, but I think Pete's had a lucky time with it. I think if you I'll be honest, I
He
don't
beat
think it's
Ben.
You know
Hey,
what?
he-
Actually, it just just saying quickly. So like, it would make sense just for future reference. I mean, maybe not every time we do a tier list, but if you were to go 5-1 or better, that would be Lemon. 4 and 2, Silly Nervous. 3 and 3, which is middle of the pack, would be Nervous, which is the middle tier. And then 2 and 4 is Dog. 1 and 5 is Bill Fernie.
This Eliott needs to be
Would
an
make sense.
Instagram. This needs to be an Instagram reel of you talking through the tier lists so that
Yeah.
everyone could know.
So
Because
that
who's going to
doesn't-
find it 3 hours into a Lord of the Spins
Yeah.
episode? No
But
one's
if-
even watching now. Actually, comment if you're still listening, because I bet no one is.
That's it.
I hope we're talking to no one right now.
Comment if you're still listening.
No one is just still even paying attention.
You're still listening. Come on. Let us know. Where are we putting this list? Let's decide. We still have to
I'm putting this below Lotus of Scouts.
I want it in the silly nervous category.
Okay,
I'll go above Lurtz, below Guy here.
Okay, Adam.
I'd say below Guire as well.
I'm happy with it there. So
Yeah.
we will move on to the Dunland Chieftain.
I think this is our second dog list.
I don't know if it's Dog. At bottom of Nervous. No, I think it's better than Ben's list.
Surely it goes like with the Scouts.
Yeah, I think
They're both
it's
equally sort of bad.
it's equally as bad as Lurtz's Scouts. I mean, it's
No, I think it's a little bit better than Lurtz and Scouts.
I think it's better as well. Personally.
maybe.
fair,
Like Lurtz's
with
Scouts,
the
it moves
Cobain-
quick, but like it's got no spears.
Yeah,
Sort of
This is more versatile when it comes to Cav, Cobain, and
this
Spears.
is. I'd
The
put
fact
this
you can actually
above
fight in a
the-
battle line with it does really help.
This crushes the Goblin Town list.
I think any list with 40 models would crush the Goblin Town list.
This goes above
Wow.
Goblin Town.
The
And
Witch
also,
King
it's got no heroes to target with the Witch King, really.
Yeah, the Witch King just charges in and kills everything.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Not when Frida puts her 5/5 spear in the fight.
Oh my god,
Ashby
Frida
Clayton.
countering monstrous charge.
Yeah, I don't think Frida helps against the Felbeast,
Is
unfortunately.
it going above or below Ash's Goblin Town list?
It's above the Goblin Town list, definitely. It's
Adam, Ash?
At least it's a proper army.
Is it going above?
Yeah, put it above. I don't mind.
Yeah.
I'm
But-
secretly
It's got less
seething.
tools though. It's got the Cobain, but it's got less like.
Doesn't have any magic,
Doesn't
mate.
have Grinner.
Doesn't have the, doesn't have the,
It doesn't have Grinner.
doesn't have,
Grinner
doesn't
is
have
the
range.
new benchmark, folks.
Everyone's scared of Grinner.
Imagine Grinner.
How did this
with
happen?
Frida. The swap with me potential is insane.
You can only swap with another goblin.
I know, but could you imagine if it was with Frida and you could just teleport Frida into?
Why is he swapping with Frida?
Next to the Goblin King. Oh, Frida, come here.
Next list, please, before we.
Now we have Bill the Troll.
Billy
Before Adam
Fernie.
keeps going further
This
into his
is-
fan fiction.
Billy
This
Fernie.
is bottom of Dog.
This is Billy Fernie, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Will.
Shout out to Will from Australia. The very first viewer submission in the Lord of the Spins is a Billy Fernie list.
However, he gets lemon for his write up, and
Indeed.
we respect
Yes.
that.
We'll bump him up there for a moment. He gets his moment. Well done.
He gets one moment and he back down
And
again.
he's back down. Yeah, okay, right. Well, with that all said and done, we are going to move on to the best part of the episode. The spinning.
Yes.
Everyone who
That's why
skipped
we're all here.
everyone who skipped the last hour and a half, you have come to the right part. So, Ashley, you are
Actually, I remember how disappointed you looked when you got Goblin Town
Goblin
captain.
Captain.
You looked so disappointed.
and he took
I
the
wasn't-
list.
Wasn't disappointed, I promise.
Are you ready, Ashley? As
I'm
my
ready. As
scribe?
I get to do the writing down.
Yes.
I
Okay.
am going to get the Witch King or Saladin this episode. I can feel it in my fingers.
So we are.
Can
going
we,
to
can we all agree to redraw if Ash gets Witch King or Sally?
No
Or
redraw.
Oh, oh.
Gorbag. Or the mouth.
for
Yeah.
Carnage.
Like that.
Right,
Please.
so we are now, for the Spotify listeners, we are going to be spinning the Heroes Wheel 9 times now, 10 times now, actually. We did the viewer one, I think, first last time. So we'll start with the viewer list
Let's go, viewer.
next episode. So here we go, folks.
I'm just going to be a captain. I can't wait.
Are we going to need another respin for the second
This is, so,
episode?
this is just like gambling. I love it.
It's a Easterling War Priest. Ashrak.
Ashrak. Oh,
That's decent. I'm happy
I
with
like
that.
it. Yeah,
How
that
many
could,
AOLs are getting made?
that could
I'm
be
so glad it
a
wasn't.
lot.
I'm so glad it wasn't an Easterling War Priest, as it almost was. So,
Just gonna get loads of
Ashrak,
AOL lists.
No,
Ashrak
you can do some
There's
some
more
shooting stuff
Yeah,
with
yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
You can do
So,
some cool Ashrak stuff.
I will recap at the end for anyone
I will
wanting
recap.
details on how to submit. So, okay, we will start then for tonight with Adam.
Let's go, Adam.
This
God,
noise of the wheel is
That
horrendous.
noise isn't irritating, is it?
Someone said they wanted a sound in there, so a Morio Black Shield captain,
Oh.
the first captain.
Yes.
We said earlier we didn't want to remove the captain,
That
so here we are.
fucking stinks.
Here we are.
So dead.
I don't
This is-
even know what this model looks like.
This is
That's
the
one of the
bed that
worst
you
ones
guys
you've
made,
had.
so I'm just saying.
Listen,
That's
guys,
terrible.
this is the appeal of our channel. Absolute cursed shenanigans.
We are
So,
going to move
Adam,
on
good
to
luck.
Jay next.
Jay.
Another captain, I'm calling it now.
Genuinely, this noise is one of the worst noises I've heard in a good while.
Yeah, you need to change this spinning noise.
Herald of the Dead for Jay.
Oh, I'm so pleased.
Now, the
Guess who's
sound
right-
isn't going to stop, by the way, so just.
Guess who's right in Return of the King? That guy.
Who's next? Who's next? You haven't said any yet.
You,
Oh, me. Yippee.
Alf.
Urkai Shaman.
Let's go.
Urkai Scout Captain and Urkai Shaman. Back-to-back episodes. God,
Great.
so good. Right, now we have Ali King.
If we get only captains, this is going to be the best thing ever.
Is that Hammer? Oh.
Malbeth.
Oh. Maybe they'll release the new Arnold Cav and he can use those in his list.
Oh, I think, yeah, he should be allowed to use the new models. We can just guess how many points they are. Who's next? You haven't said. Who's
Sorry,
next?
Sam. The Betrayer.
Oh,
That's fun.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Sam's going to come to that
cook.
one.
I can cook.
Now we have James Goebel,
the Goble.
who's praying for an elf. And he's going to get a new one.
Mendel.
Oh my god, he's going to get an elf!
Oh.
Here's a captain.
Yes.
Okay, James gets the high elf captain. Second captain in the episode. I just know it.
Oh, Jesus. You haven't said who this is.
This is for Vince. He got Bomber.
Vince, you get Bomber. Let's go.
Oh no, I wanted Goldberry.
So that's Bomber. That's not the Champion of Variable one. That's just the Thorin's Company one. Yeah. Now we have Ben Haslam.
Ben Haslam.
This noise is going to be whilst I sleep in my nightmare.
Sam, just let it go, okay?
No, I can't.
Oh, the third captain.
What's
Oh,
that
that's a fun one.
I rate that one.
Oh,
That's it. Wait, who's that for?
Oh, Jesus.
That's for Ben.
That's for Ben.
I rate that.
Just
That's
remove the
a hard.
captain, but okay. Yeah.
That's a hard pick.
And now finally we have myself.
Please be another captain. I can't wait.
Four captains. Ori from Champion of Variable.
The worst one. Wait. Oh no, not the worst one. I think Oin's the worst, but
Okay.
Oin.
Oin.
So,
Oin. We have descended into anarchy.
so I reckon we spin the point. I reckon we spin the points wheel first, and then we'll recap what everyone has.
Yes. Oh, it's so funny.
Okay, we have lost all composure.
Oin.
Right, we are going
Oh,
to spin
God.
the points wheel.
The point.
Ryan.
Focus up, Sam. The points
Let's
wheel.
go.
Here we go.
God, comment below if you're called Oin.
Please don't be another over 900 points.
Please
Oh.
be 1,000 points.
It's going to be 750, but that's still kind of high. It's only,
There's
it's
only 50 points left from
under.
last time.
So we've had 850, 800, and 750. And we must have had another one. Oh no, because the first episode we just did random points levels.
See,
So 750.
guys, if you think of it like this, the array of captains that we've got just opens up a lot more variety of lists, you know, because you can just take it so many ways.
Oh yeah, so many ways to ally in March. Or to, very much.
So, shall I run through the
Indeed.
heroes?
750
ladies
points.
and gentlemen, our 750 point lists for Lord of the Spins episode 4. The viewer will have Ashrak. Adam will have a Moria Blackshield Shaman. Oh no, we've messed up already. Adam will have a Moria Blackshield Captain. Jay will have a Herald of the Dead. Myself will have the Urukai Shaman. Ali will have Melbath. Sam will have the Betrayer. James will get the High Elf Captain. Vince gets Bomber from Thorin's Company. Ben gets the Mighty Corsair Captain. And Eliott gets Ori from Champions of Erebor.
Indeed. Yeah. So Ashrak is the viewer list. So like I said at the start, if you want to submit your list, you can message it into us on Instagram, or you can email it in along with your first name to gollumgamersgbhl@gmail.com, which is down in the description. Ashrak, 750 points. Get it in as soon as you can. Any closing thoughts from anyone before we wrap this one up?
That was just so beast. Comment below, guys, if you're really excited to see the lists for episode 4.
Yeah, and let us know what you would like the bottom tier to be called.
Yeah, let us know what the bottom tiers to be called. And stay tuned for some more. Stay tuned for some more epic content that we've got planned coming up.
God, you're such a content creator. That is going to do it. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching another episode of Lord of the Spins.
Yippee!